Well, konbanwa, minasan. Don arigato gozaimasu. Bakami Guru Alucard des. Hi. And we are back for our penultimate episode of the season of live Clow card readings. I almost didn't do an episode today because I am a bit tired, but I felt like I should. So, we'll tell some fortunes, discuss all the latest developments with music, and of course, romance and everything else in between. So, first we will do the readings, then we will get into all the other parts of our discussion for this evening. And there is a lot to discuss, trust me. A lot of good things. And some not so good things, of course. All right. Hopefully those are shuffled well. Let me get a sip of my coffee here. Have another drag of my cigarette before we begin. All right, so we'll do romance first, then career, then general future. Oh, great Clow cards of Kuroriro, using the power of the sun, the moon, and the stars, reveal to me a message of guidance for my romantic situation now and into the future to come. Release. The glow, the create, the little, the maze, and the dream. Well, from what I can gather here, the glow is saying that things are starting to shine better for me. There is a method of my creativity being used to help me in assisting with my romantic situation. The little thing is, the little card is indicating appreciate the little things because, and take notice of them, of course, because the little things might make a big difference with whatever future romantic situation to come. Then, of course, we have the maze card, which means there's many different directions to go. It's also, I'm picking up a vibe of intuition that it's trying to tell me to be cautious with which way I go, as if I learned anything with the Natsuki situation, that's probably good advice. And then we have the dream card last, which indicates look out for guidance and signs to come in my dreams, perhaps. So the glow, the create, the little, the maze, and the dream. Next, we'll do career, which we have much to discuss regarding that as well as romance after we do the reading. And of course, as always, people, if you are tuning in late, and you would like your fortune told, even if you see this as a later date, just comment gender, zodiac sign, and if you would like your fortune told for general future, career, or romance. Anyways, all great Clow cards of Kuroriro, using the power of the sun, the moon, and the stars, reveal to me guidance and wisdom in what path I should take regarding my future for my career to come. Release. Power, the earthy, song, fiery, and the through. All right, so the power is indicating that there is a great lot of power with what I'm driven to do. It's saying to not lose my power, to really channel it into good, positive things, such as my career, of course. The earthy is indicating being grounded, being strong in my roots and not losing sight of that. But also getting in touch with nature could be good for a source of inspiration. The song card, pretty self explanatory too, is to let the words and the music, the songs, kind of flow through me. Next, we have the fiery card, which indicates a lot of hot sort of passion towards what I'm feeling compelled and driven to do. And lastly, we have the through card, which means that I'm going through sort of a cycle of change. Hence why we have the earthy card and the fiery card. So once again, so everybody can see the power, the earthy, the song, the fiery, and the through. So all of these are good cards because it's saying like keep my level of passion, keep my energy, keep my drive, and keep pushing forward, no matter how things might appear at the moment. So very good advice overall. Doesn't seem like there's anything to watch out for, just that things will continue to get better, which is, ideally what you would want. Next we have what I will call the general future reading. And we will put 5 cards face up, 5 face down, which we will flip after we read the first 5 for further clarity. Oh, great Clow cards of Kuro Rido, using the power of the sun, the moon, and the stars, give me clear advice for my general future to come with the first 5 cards, and any questions I may have regarding the first 5 cards, reveal in the other 5 face down cards. Release. The erase, the silent, the float, the big, the hope. And we'll put 5 face down. All right, let me take another drag of my cigarette and then I will explain. So, with the erase card, it's symbolizing letting go of the past, even letting go so much of the present things, because things will change. The silent card is indicating choose your moments when you will battle, when you will speak. Only speak when necessary. Don't always speak if you don't have to. The float indicates feeling lighthearted, rising above like certain things I might be going through at the moment. The big indicates a big change is to come, and the hope indicates let hope guide me and hold me even through the dark times. So once again, erase, silent, the float, the big, and the hope. So that's the first 5 cards. Now for further clarity, we will flip the other 5 face down cards and see what we get. Because I am kind of interested if there's more guidance in these 5 that will connect with those 5. All right, release. The Sakura, the Sweet, the Dark, the Voice, and the Clow. So, interestingly enough, Sakura indicates being the hero of my own story, not letting things get me down, and really being strong, being the main character, and showing love and power through any sort of adversity I might be facing. The sweet indicates things are going to start to get sweeter if they've been bitter for a while. The dark indicates that there is a period of darkness that has been going on, But with the Sakura card and the Sweet card before it, and the voice in the cloud after, the dark clouds will soon pass. Using my voice in every possible positive way through these challenging times will prove a valuable asset. And the clouds indicates that once the dark clouds blow away, that there will actually be light-hearted moments of feeling like I'm rising high on a cloud. So, Sakura, the Sweet, the Dark, the Voice, and the Cloud. So, that is today's reading for myself. Of course, I am a Gemini male. So, if anybody actually was as well, I would say there would probably be some advice for you as well, just based on the fact we share the same zodiac sign. But either way, whether there is someone watching or not, doesn't really matter. We will get into our discussion portion now. So I did finish reading The Dark Half, as I talked about last episode. Really solid book. In fact, what I've noticed is I've been flying through these Stephen King books lately, and I tend to read more when I'm stressed. It's as if I don't really want to focus on the world around me as much, so I kind of let myself be absorbed into the world of the characters I'm reading about to take my mind off it. And of course, I've started the Green Mile, which I'm already over halfway done. So it shows you how quick I've been reading. The fact I'm already done the Dark Half and halfway through Green Mile already. I've just been eating these books up. I'm going to have to get some more Stephen King soon once I run out. As far as the Yu-Gi-Oh! Duel Leagues tournament, that is looking very promising. In fact, there's only one order to, excuse me, burp there, sumimasen. So, yeah, there is one more order to come into the mail, and then I will finally be able to divide the 16 decks. I already started getting deck boxes for them. So once I get another 14, I'll be able to separate all the decks and have a deck for each character, which will be very cool. And then we'll start the process of actually setting up the club and the tournament for everybody to participate. So looking forward to it, and hoping once I have the 16 decks that I'll be able to find enough people to actually hold this tournament. If I don't find enough, then how we'll do it is we'll make whatever number of people do participate. Like, let's say there's 8 that are willing to participate, we'll give them 2 decks each. If there's 4, they'll get 4 decks each, and so on and so forth. So that'll be a way of demonstrating the different abilities. And that way, even if we only get a few people, we won't have to cancel the tournament. Hopefully. Because I'm sure I can at least get to one to 3, we'll say, at the very minimum. So if anything, that would mean that at least everybody will be playing with 4 different decks, but at least we'll be able to have the tournament. And of course, the winner will get prize money, which will also be a nice bonus. As for the music stuff, we will get into that because there's a good deal to discuss with that. After a fight with TuneCore about the distribution, because they were kind of being foolish in a sense, hopefully it's been resolved. Sorry, there was like a loud thump or something and it knocked over my ashtray, spilled ash or something like that. I'm kind of pissed. I'm like, who the fuck slammed that fucking door? Now I have to fucking do laundry. I'm like, whoever slammed that door, thanks for knocking over my ashtray. Like, now my sheets are all fucked. I'm gonna have to fucking do laundry again. And I just did laundry this weekend. But anyways, well, I guess it's good to do it every so often anyway, right? But now my sheets fucking have ash all over them. Where was I? Yeah, that totally threw off my train of thought. Sorry. Somebody probably slammed a door closed really hard or something, and it like sent a vibratory shift that knocked it over. But yeah, as I was saying with the music stuff, after a long battle with TuneCore, basically they wanted to fight me on using the name Django on the album, like saying that there was some high profile artist called that who I've never actually even heard of. So they can't really be that big the way I see it. But they were fighting me. They were demanding that if I put this so-called Django on my album, I have to have a contract stating that they're on it. When it's like Keith Murray's on the album. He told me Shimatani is on the album, and they didn't have a problem with that. Who are actually artists I've heard about that are pretty successful and well known, at least in their genres and where they're from. I've never heard of anybody named Django, no matter what genre or artist he sort of is. So it's like you can't be that big, the way I see it. Because I love finding obscure artists, and I've never heard of this Django person. So whatever. Anyways, they tried to fight me on that. The guy isn't the same guy, obviously. So I'm like, no, it's Django Praveen. He wanted to be called Django. Well, then call him by his full name so that there's no confusion. So I'm like, okay, whatever. So I changed it to Django Praveen. They delayed it and delayed it. Took forever to process it. Hopefully, though, it should be released at midnight tonight as was originally planned. If not, in the next 4 days or so, I'm figuring. But hopefully, everybody will like the new album and will support it. And of course, later on this week, I will come back on live to do a live albums discussions about what the album was like making it, all the different songs, and sort of backstories and interesting little quirks of working on the project. So that's something to look forward to. I almost mastered the other 9 albums fully that will be dropping following that, one every month till we release them all. I only have one more to master, but almost all of them are mastered. 9 have been mastered, only one to go, really. And every month, a new one will drop. Next month, it's going to be Dark Cloud Volume 1. And then in December, it's going to be A Point to Prove, which was already set to be the date so long ago that I guarantee that one will definitely come out December 1st. And since the month is still in the early stages, it gives me plenty of time to prepare Dark Cloud 1, have it processed for release so that hopefully there won't be a delay. If there is a delay with this new album, at least the next one hopefully won't have that. So fingers crossed that'll all go well and the album will be released today. And then, of course, work my way towards releasing the rest. Now, with romance, that's kind of been a touchy and complicated situation lately because, as it turns out, Natsuki might not have been real, and she might even be watching this down the road, or whoever was pretending to be her, will say, because she might not have been real at all from what I'm gathering up to this point. Because she wouldn't video call me, and my Buddhist mentor James and Haruna thought that was very suspicious. Now, she's saying they were rude and trying to bully her, but really they were just looking out for me, and I kind of understand that, and I appreciate that. They cared enough that they were concerned that they didn't want to see me get my hopes up for somebody that was catfishing me or not real. So I tried to explain, like, we need to have this video call, and she called us all rude, blocked us. Then she sent me these messages on Japan Cupid threatening to kill herself. I'll tell you, the anxiety was so bad. Everything that happened to me after that, it almost killed me myself. It was rough to go through that. So thank God the waves have subsided. I am alive. Everything is better now. As for new potentials on the horizon, there's a few people I've talked to that I'm interested in that I hope might lead to something. We'll see. I'll put it this way: first come, first serve. The one who actually likes me, makes a move, and actually treats me good with all the potentials that are out there right now, that'll be the one I go for. I don't really care about age. They might be older, they might be younger. Doesn't really matter. It's whoever's going to treat me good and who is serious that I am going to invest my time and energy into. If I learn anything about this whole Natsuki situation, it's that you don't want to waste your time and energy in someone that's going to play games, not be serious and committed, and drain the life out of you, accusing you of things that you don't even deserve. Now, they'd probably be watching this if they were and bad mouthing me and thinking the worst and saying I'm talking shit about them because that's what they always love to say. Well, in this case, you know what? I wasn't talking shit before. I am talking shit now, especially because of what I had to go through the last time I did talk to this person. They deserve it. And I am talking shit now. So, you know what? Sue me. I don't care. You ain't going to do nothing because you're probably not even a real person. And there were a whole lot of other things that were very stressful with that. So I'm kind of just hoping for something normal, smooth, and subtle. Of course, I've been listening to Hitomi Shimatani's music a lot lately to help me cope with the stress. It's always a good method for me. She's got a wonderful new single out, translated from Ochi ni Karero, which means let's go home. Really good song. She's actually got a contest right now for that, where if you do the dancing, you can win a prize and all that. So I'm going to try and record a video for that to send to the contest tomorrow. Hopefully, I'll either do it late tonight when everybody goes to bed or early before anybody gets up, because I'm going to need to use my laptop, do it in the kitchen. I'm going to need a spatula and a ladle, and I'm going to have to copy the dance moves like she shows in the music video, which I have a lot of practice as that. I was actually known as a very good dancer all through my elementary school, middle school, and high school years. In fact, I was so good at breakdance that people would form crowds around me when I do my signature moves and chant my nickname back then, which was 12 gauge. So I got this in the bag. I know at least I'm going to be a good entry. Plus, as a foreigner dancing to her song, that'd be pretty cool. It'd have to be a unique audition because I guarantee there's not going to be too many there. But definitely go check out the new song. It's great. Very happy. It talks about like staying in, ordering food or cooking food with the people you love, having good company. Really nice message. I really like it. And of course, with my Dark Cloud ventures, since the memory card malfunctioned and I had to start all over again, I finally got to the top of the 100 floor dungeon, which if you played the bonus area of the game, you know what I'm talking about. It's brutal. It takes so long to get to. But I'm finally at the 100th floor. I just broke down another antique sword and threw it into Osmond's weapon, so he's got the stop effect. So probably tomorrow or even later tonight, I'll take a crack at it and see if I can beat the Black Knight. I hope so. And yeah, just been relaxing for the most part, trying to stay calm, still working on my stories, which I'm getting closer to completing, reading a bit of Neville Goddard and, of course, Stephen King every day. And what else? What else can I talk about? So, with of course everything else going on lately too, he told me Shimatani had a scratch raffle where I got some cool voice messages and some custom made selfies. The ironic thing was it was easier to get selfies from Hitomi Shimatani, the great singer I love with all my heart, my favorite, um than it was to even get a second picture or a video call from Natsuki. So think of the irony of that, right? So but she's great. I mean, I still think about back when I was in Japan and how like it was just such a great experience when I was at her concert. Best concert I ever been to. It was a lot of fun. She came out for 2 encores. We were bumping these big balloons like volleyballs around the crowd near the end, and she thanked me on stage. I mean, I got so shy and nervous, I froze up, and I was like, "Oh, domo arigato," and I bowed, and she bowed back to me. Like, this is the person I love most, my favorite artist. So it was such an amazing experience. I still even thinking about it. That's one of those times in my life where I'm like, wow, I can't believe that really happened. It really happened, and it was amazing. Haruda was there. Thank God there was somebody who actually could vouch for that being a true story. But one of the most amazing times of my life. I mean, I still have the shirt. I'm actually gonna wear that concert shirt when I do the video audition for the contest. But yeah, the scratch raffle was a lot of fun. I've also been playing this game called Hero Wars, which I mentioned, and I've been kicking butt in that. I made a few friends online playing the game with me, which is cool. Always nice to do that. And I joined a new guild recently, and yeah, I've been kicking butt at that. It's actually really a lot of fun. What I like about it is it's like World of Warcraft, only you don't have to pay every month, one. And two, it's also like a combination of that and Suikoden Final Fantasy kind of games where you build your own party and you collect multiple characters. So I really like that. Actually, at this point, I've got um 40 plus characters already out of 60. So I'm killing it, you could say. And yeah, it's been a blast playing that as well. Um, Also, I recently watched the movie Needful Things, which really great performance from Max von Sydow as Leland Gaunt. Really love that. Ed Harris did a good job. I forget her name, but she was the lady who played Bruce Willis's wife in Die Hard. She was good in that. And even the guy who played Major Briggs in Twin Peaks, he was in it, and I was just amazed when I saw him because I was like right away, that's Major Briggs from Twin Peaks. I loved it. So it was a very good movie, and actually, I look forward to reading the book because I recently got it at Value Village for $6, pretty much. So, and the cool thing is I wanted to get another one because I'm starting to narrow down my list of all the ones I'm reading. I still have plans to get certain ones more in the future, but I was glad I found this in Value Village for $6 because this is actually one of the ones I had on my list that I most wanted to read, and especially after watching the movie, I want to read it even more because the movie was really good. And if anything, I'm not sure how accurate the movie is to the book, but I've always noticed with Stephen King books, the book is always better than the movie. So I'm sure that if I like the movie, the book will just be that much better. Even with the Green Mile, like I love the Green Mile, and I will say the guy who made this and Shawshank Redemption, he really makes great Stephen adaptations because he really follows the story, but if he adds things to them, they complement the story. He doesn't really change anything that would destroy the story. If he changes it, it's to improve on a basis of the story. Like a lot of things that were changed in Shawshank actually complemented the story. Didn't take away anything from the story. The story was still a little different and great in its own way. But what he brought to the table with the movie actually added a little more hypeness. So far with the Green Mile, I would say that's pretty much the same because the book actually so far I'm at page 277 and it hasn't taken anything away. The movie didn't take anything away from the book really that I've noticed so far, but it did add some things that I kind of thought really complemented it. Like one example of this is when Brutal and Paul are talking to Percy in the movie, and Percy's insisting that they must switch the mouse after he steps on Mr. Jangles. I don't want to give away too many spoilers, but that's why I'm going to try to speak vague. If you know, you know. If you don't, well, I'm not going to give too much details. But anyways, after that happened, he insisted that they switch the mouse. So Brutal joked and said, "Oh yeah, I always keep a spare mouse in my pocket, don't you?" And the funny thing is, like, that wasn't in the book, but that was a good line. It really complimented like that scene in the book. And there were actually a few things in the book that weren't in the movie that I also really liked. I'll put it this way. The janitor that Harry Dean Stanton played did a phenomenal job because he played that character so well, like how he is in the book. He was hilarious. He's even funnier in the book, I'll put it this way. But considering what elements of his character they showed you in the movie, he really nailed those parts perfect. He was so good for playing that role. So if you've never seen The Green Mile, go check it out. Actually, another movie that I would want to watch, especially because I finished the book now, is The Dark Half to see how it holds up to the book because I really love the book. I would love to see how close the movie is. But of course, it's directed by George A. Romero, so I have high hopes that a collaboration between two masters like that will do a really good job of making the movie depict what's in the book very well. Of course, if you've never seen The Green Mile, go check it out. Needful Things, free on YouTube. Check it out. Great movie. And yeah, I've just been, really getting into these stories, trying to keep busy. That way, during the times when things aren't really going so well with the romantic situation, at least I have things to occupy my time, which are enjoyable. And of course, I have the pleasant thought and knowing that next year I'll be going back to Japan. So till then, just got to enjoy my time, relax, and, ride the cruise as it goes across the sea of life, you could say. But anyways, that's all for our show today, and join us next week where we will do the final episode of the season. We might take a break for a while after that, but I have no plans to cancel it because surprisingly people do seem to come back to this show even after I've done an episode and comment on it. So there's people who like it, and as long as other people like it and I'm not doing for nothing, I don't mind doing it. Plus it's kind of fun. So, till next time, Super Kami Guru Alucard, peace out. Oyasumi Nasai Minasan. Thanks for watching.